What is up, all you worship peoples? Thank you so much for joining me. I'm MydNyte, and I love equipping worship leaders with helpful and encouraging content. And in this video, we're going to be looking at how to play on an acoustic guitar a new release by Leeland called Still Mighty. It's a really interesting and, kind of peculiar song almost. And so I was really excited to learn this one. I just really like the vibe of it. So I'm excited to teach it to you guys. We will also bring this song at the end of the video into my most rigorous grading system, so stick around for that, but let's get into it. If you're new here, thank you so much for hanging out. If these videos are helping you, which is the goal, why don't you give them a like and maybe even subscribe and ring that notification bell so that you don't miss future worship tutorials. Alright, so you might be looking to learn this song, to play in a full band context on a Sunday morning, or you might just be leading this song in worship for your small group or your Bible study. Either way, I want to help you learn this song, and there are 3 things we'll be looking at in this video to help you do that. Now, the first thing is key and capo. So the key that the song was originally recorded in, the key that I'm playing it in, and how to use your capo to play in some other keys. The second thing is one strumming pattern that will get you through this entire song, and we will play that strumming pattern at a normal pace, the speed, the tempo of the song on the album, and we'll slow it down and break it down for you as well. And the third and final thing are the chords. I will play through each section of this song individually, and as I do, I will have these handy little chord diagrams in the upper right hand corner so that you can pause the video at any time and see exactly what my finger placement is for each and every chord. Don't forget that this video is segmented, so you can skip ahead to any part of the song that you want to learn right now. Alright, so this song was originally recorded in the key of A. So right now I have my capo on fret number 2. So 1, 2, and I'm playing in what's called the G position. If you don't know what the G position is or how to play it, I have a video for that, so click up above or down below. I will not be staying in that key for this tutorial because Leeland has an incredibly amazingly high voice and I cannot sing that high. So I'm going to be taking down a whole step, which means that I'm just taking my capo off completely. And I'll be playing in the key of G. So the cool thing about this is I will be showing you, the G position chords. So if you wanted to play in the original key, you could easily still do that, still using the same chord shapes that I'm going to teach you in this video, but just putting your capo on fret number 2. And you would still be playing in the originally recorded key. Some other keys that you could play in would be the key of G sharp or A flat by putting your capo on fret number 1. So now you're a half step lower than the original. You could also go up if you'd like to do that. Fret number 3 is going to put you in the key of A sharp or B flat. And fret number 4 is going to put you in the key of B. So those are some of the keys that you could play in, still using the same exact chord shapes that I'm going to teach you in this video. It's funny because it is in the key of A, and I'm playing this chord right now, but this is like the only time I'm going to play this chord in this tutorial because they don't even use the root note of the key that they're in this entire song. It's actually kind of impressive, but I worked through the entire song and all the chords, and yeah, they never hit that root note, which is kind of cool when you think about it. It's almost like, did they go into this song like trying not to go to that chord? Like was this a challenge that they put on themselves? Like, we're going to write a worship song and not play the one chord. And I actually kind of like that. I think it makes the song super cool and interesting. Makes me even more excited to teach it to you guys. Alright, so let's go over this one strumming pattern that will get you through this entire song. I'm going to play through it at the normal speed, and then we'll slow it down and break it down for you. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so let's slow that down now. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, up, down, down, down. Down, down, up, down, up, down, down, down. Down, down, up, down, up, down, down, down. Down, down, up, down, up, down, down, down. Down, down, up. Alright, so let's learn these chords. We're going to start with the intro. I listened to all the stems for this song on multi-tracks and really was listening to what the bass was doing, the acoustic guitar, all the electric guitar tracks, the organ, the piano, and just really trying to decipher what I should teach you guys, you know. So the cool thing is there was an acoustic guitar on there, so it was kind of easier in that sense to extract what to teach you when playing on an acoustic. Obviously that was in a studio setting, so I'm going to modify it a little bit, and I'm just going to make it, as I always do, as approachable as I can to whoever is watching this video. So just really kind of breaking it down, but also, you know, still trying to keep the essence of the song in there. That's why, you know, when you learn the strumming pattern, which I just taught you, it's not a simple strumming pattern by any means. It's a little bit more complicated, but that's in order to give the song, when you play it, when you lead it for your small group or whatever, the same vibe that you're going to hear like on Spotify. And all of that is an intro to what I'm going to teach you now for, you know, the intro of this song. So let's learn it now. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, this is the first verse. I'm going to play through this one time, but on the album, they repeat it twice. So 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm warm and dry when I am by your side. The water's rising, but I hold on tight. All my anxiety, it melts in your eyes. You see me through the other side. And then one more time. Alright, this is the chorus. There are a plethora of words in this chorus, so I'm going to be glued to the screen here as I teach you guys the chords. But let's learn this chorus. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Singing, oh Lord, you are the shield that guards me. You are the hand that holds me. You are the bread that feeds me. I cry out and you answer. I lay down and you cover. I wake up and discover all your works and your wonders. You're still mighty, nations rise and fall, but the Lord is on his throne and he's building up this church for the coming millennia. There is nothing on the earth or in heaven that can change what is written. You won the war and it's finished. You're still mighty. Alright, then after that chorus, they go back into the verse, but kind of in an interesting way. It's almost like the very end of the chorus is the very first chord of the verse, but he just doesn't sing the first line of the verse, which is, I'm warm and dry when I am by your side. He waits for the second line, which is, the water's rising, but I'll hold on tight. So in case you're wondering, why does that sound so weird? He's just going straight into the verse, but he's just not singing the first line. So to break down kind of what is happening after at the end of the chorus, it goes, you're still mighty. The water's rising, but I hold on tight. It's almost like he were to go, you're still mighty, I'm warm and dry when I am by your... But he's just not singing that because obviously he can't, because he's still finishing the end of the chorus. And from then on, it's just the normal verse that I already taught you, you know, earlier. And they repeat it again, just like they did for the first time. They play through the verse twice. But it's the same exact verse, same lyrics, same chords, same strumming pattern, and all that. Then after those verses, they go back into the chorus. Same exact lyrics, chords, and strumming pattern as what I already taught you for the earlier chorus. Alright, so then after that chorus, they go into a drum beat. There's no really music there besides like a really cool beat. They gotta just break it down there for a few measures. And then they go back into the chorus chord progression. And they play through the entire chorus musically while he, the lead singer, repeats You're Still Mighty a few times over that. So let's just play through that for kicks and giggles. Why not? So 1, 2, 1, 2. You're still mighty. mighty. You're so mighty. You're so mighty, yeah. You're so mighty. And then it kind of like abruptly cuts off there at the end. So you'll have to decide how you want to end that song. I'm not sure if that would be the best way to end it in your particular context. But that's how they end it on the album. There's kind of like a pad, this kind of like synthy pad that kind of, you know, kind of drones at the end of the song. So that's the entire song. Alright, so now that we have learned every chord for this song, guys, why don't we now bring this song into my most rigorous grading system. It's not really that rigorous. There's just three check marks that this song could possibly get. So let's take a look. The first check mark is to examine whether this song would sound, you know, good not only in a full band context, which it sounds great on, you know, the album with all the instrumentation and all the tracks, but could you pull this song off with just one instrument? Like if you just had an acoustic guitar or just a piano, would it sound good? I am going to say no. There is a lot going on in this song, and especially when I, you know, listen to all the stems on multitracks.com and listening to, you know, the bass and the electric guitar, the acoustic guitar, the organ, and what all these different instruments are doing, it takes a lot of things to give this song that vibe. It's got a really, really cool vibe to it, but to pull that off effectively, in a band context or, you know, in a church context, I mean, I think you would need some additional instrumentation, some accompaniment at least, maybe like a cajon, like a rhythm section, and a bass, or just something to give you a little bit of backup, you know, to really get the right vibe across for this song. So no, it doesn't get that check mark for me. Check mark number 2, would this song be easy for you and your worship team to learn? I'm gonna say no. Again, for this one, there is a lot going on. And again, this is taking into account like the many different levels of experience that you're gonna have on your worship team. You know, not everyone's gonna be a studio player. So you might have some volunteers that have been playing bass for like 2 months, you know, and you got this guy that's been playing drums for 10 years. So you have to kind of level the playing field and make sure that whatever song you choose is approachable for everybody, right? And this song, I don't think is that kind of song. Like, you would really have to go into it and practice a lot and make sure your band members are practicing at home and getting ready. And you also have to figure out, how are we going to play this in our, you know, church environment, in our context? How are we going to pull this song off? And, you know, because there's just a lot going on, and you got to give it like the right vibe, or it probably would sound kind of weird and weak and just out of place, you know? So yeah, it doesn't get that check mark for me, unfortunately. And finally, check mark number 3, would this song be good in a church context? You know, it's hard. It's gonna depend on the church. So I'm gonna say yes, just based on the lyrical content alone, because the lyrical content is amazing, you know, and it's just basically declaring that we have every reason to trust in God in the midst of anxiety, in the midst of fear and panic, and you know, what's going to happen. He's still mighty. We can still trust in Him. The nations rise and fall before Him. The Lord is on the throne. All these things are amazing things to sing, especially in this day and age. So judging, you know, off of the lyrical content alone, yeah, it's good for a church context, but melodically and musically, that's up to the worship leader. It's a very particular vibe, and it's going to be a little bit of a learning curve if you want to bring the song into your constant repertoire. I can see why they made the verses pretty simple. It just repeats, like one verse, and they repeat it like 4 times throughout the entire song, and that's it. I can see that because the chorus is like this huge, lengthy chorus lyrically. But based off the lyrics alone, I'm going to say yeah. Which, I mean, let's be honest, that is, to me, the most important part of a new worship song that you're thinking of doing, you need to look at the lyrical content and make sure that's solid. Make sure that you believe in the lyrics, not just singing it just because it's X, Y, and Z worship team. It's like, well, I love them, they're so amazing, but it's like, that doesn't matter. You need to do your own research. You need to figure out if this song is theologically sound. If you believe everything that's in the song, don't just, take their word for it just because they're a trusted worship team. You have to do your research. It's the same reason that we bring a Bible to a sermon, or a message that you're listening to from your pastor that you've sat under for maybe decades. You still bring your Bible because it's up to you, to make sure that everything is, is what it says it is in His Word, So, yeah, judging off of the lyrical content, I think it'd be great for a church. So guys, that is Still Mighty by Leeland. A really interesting, super cool song. I'm really glad I dug into this one and helped you guys learn it, hopefully. If this video helps you guys, comment down below. Let me know if you're doing this song. I would love to hear from you. Wherever you guys are, I hope that it's going well. I hope that the Lord is blessing the work of your hands, and just keep up the good work and keep serving Him, keep serving others. Make it about the people. Remember that it's not about you. It's not about your agenda. It's about God's agenda. Do what is best for the church and what is going to give God all the glory. And don't forget, you know what I'm about to say, all right? Because you guys are in the Praisy Club. So just don't forget to be getting a little bit praisy wherever you guys are, whatever you're doing. And I'll see you guys in the next video.